Gentlemen, thank you so much for being in the goddamn room with us. As you can see, we're in Legends Martial Arts in Briarcliff, New York, with the one and only Trinidad Dan White.
Thank you for stopping by, brother. Thank you so much for being here, man. Appreciate it, though. This is the actual first official episode of the podcast.
Hell yeah, man.
So this is the one where I finally get to interview someone instead of people just hearing my voice.
Oh, I appreciate you having me as the first guy, man. Really do.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. So I wanted to go over a few questions with you, and I do have a rule. It's called Pass That Cup. If there's a question you're not comfortable answering, grab one of these cups, move it. I don't care where you want to set it, just move it a little bit so I know, shut up, don't ask me.
Well, very few things that I'm uncomfortable talking about, man.
I know.
It's because when people decide to be vulnerable, that's like a privilege. You're getting to see them be vulnerable.
And, you're also a Hudson Valley CBD athlete. I want to make sure we protect the brand, as you know. But I will not show when you pass the cup. I'll actually show the opposite, which is when you do decide to show the cup so that they can see, hey, this is how brave the guy is. He decided to actually talk about it. Didn't have to.
Well, also, too, bro, right? I'm a vulnerable guy. Right? I'm a vulnerable guy, man. I wear my heart on my sleeve.
And the greatest episode of all time.
Exactly.
Bro, who could beat the unicorn beating babies on?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Strength, right?
I got you. All right, with that in mind, I wanted to ask you for a long time. It's been on my mind. How did you come up with the nickname Trinidad? Like, where did that come from?
So a while back, right? So I used to hang around with a bunch of dudes that were older than me, right? They were my brothers, right? My first tattoo on my chest is family, a guy when I was 14, right? I hung out with these cats that were like in their early 20s, mid 20s, right? When I was like 13, 14, right? And I was always taking care of them, right? They were taking care of me, they taught me how to fight, like we'd shoot the ones, do a little slap boxing and stuff like that. They'd rent out hotels and have parties and invite me. I was Baby Dan, right? And Trinidad came to be because, they were taking care of me, so I wanted to take care of them, right? And so I would always be going to the bodega, getting food and stuff like that at 2, 3 in the morning for them, like a man of the people type of deal. Because Trinidad is a melting pot. It's a melting pot, right? There's one of my affiliates. He's a client of mine. He's Chinese. He's Trinidadian, right? There's not like a depiction of color or race or anything like that, right? And so a man of the people is sort of where it came to be, whereas I just wanted to take care of people, right? And that's how I really lived my life. That's why I became a self-defense instructor, right? That's why I work with children with autism, teaching them their capabilities, right? So it's how the whole thing came to be, was just, not putting a label or depiction on anyone, just seeing people for being people and wanting everyone to grow together, right? And being a part of that growth.
I didn't know.
No, I didn't know it for years. I was like, I've been training with the guy for years, and I still don't know.
That's a joke. Back in the day, we used to mess with people, and I used to tell people, "Oh yeah, my mother was a missionary in Trinidad." Right? And tell people that. We used to mess with people with that. Give them a little alternative fact is what my friends call it, right? Just mess with them. But no, the real story is what I just told you today. Yeah.
I like that. That's dope. An alternative fact.
I might have to coin the phrase. Alternative fact.
Alternative fact.
All right. So my second question is, I've known you for a while. You're always smiling. You're always in a good mood. I've seen you dancing and singing in your car most of the time. Everybody follows you on Instagram, Twitter, anything. I mean, X is what it's called now. But I think I've seen you mostly on Instagram. You're always singing in the car. Always having a good day, which is really dope. But how'd you become a fighter?
So got into martial arts really early, right? Black belt in American karate really early. Black belt in Japanese jiu-jitsu really early. Started training Krav Maga and self-defense when I was 15. It's because I was always bullied. I was the kid who didn't have any friends. I loved the Japanese culture, obsessed with Japanese culture, because growing up, my only friends were the foreign exchange students from Japan. Wow. Right? Little fun fact, right? Recently, one of my best friends growing up was Kid Matoki, right? We were best friends growing up, basically lived at this household, right? That's why when you come into my house, shoes are off at the door, right? Some of my friends, we come over once a week or every other week. We eat together, right? Stuff like that. Together, shoes off. And Matoki moved back to Japan when he was 4th grade, right? He reached out to me, and before my last fight, he came to New York on his honeymoon. He got married, reached out to me and wanted to spend time with me and have me show him around New York. And so just a lot of gratitude in that moment to have that experience with him. But I got bullied a lot. Right? I didn't have friends, and so I wanted to be able to uphold myself. And So I got into a bunch of street fights. I was a scrappy kid. I was hanging out with the wrong people, right? Those guys that were in their early 20s, they were great guys, but they were never really leaving the block that they were from, right? And they taught me how to fight, taught me how to scrap, and I thought I could until I stepped into a Muay Thai gym class, right? And I realized all of that fighting that I thought I knew, no way. And so just came to be that I wanted to train myself, wanted to have discipline in myself, right? And I wanted to have that power and that confidence in myself to know that, you know, even if these guys are going to mess with me, I'm going to make them regret messing with me. But even before I started training officially, I would mess with guys. You know, I'm a very cerebral fighter. When I was getting in street fights, even if I had the crap kicked out of me, right, I'd be on the floor getting bloodied up, and I'd be on the floor going, I'd laugh, I'd be like, yo, you got pillow hands, right? Your hands are soft, right? So I knew that when afterwards, even if he beat me up, he'd go home at night, right, and he'd be looking at his hands all bruised and bloodied from beating me up, and he'd be thinking, he was laughing when I was hitting him, and he was calling my hands soft, and my hands kind of hurt, right? And so in my head, I knew that I won that fight. Because I'm messing with, because he's going to bed thinking, wow, what's that guy like? Right?
Yeah, what the hell just happened?
Exactly.
I was winning. I thought I was winning.
And that's the real fight. The real fight is the physicality. The fight is here, whether it's with somebody else or with yourself.
Exactly. I feel that. But I was always wondering, like, how did Dan end up fighting of all things? He's so, like, funny and just has a good time and everything. So who never gets that?
Yeah, the trials and tribulations, man. The reason I'm very, you know, flamboyant, loving, all that is because to live your life in a lot of light, you have to touch a lot of darkness. And that was the majority of my life. My upbringing, very troubled. I've dealt with mental health disorders that I've now been able to really, really navigate very well through these practices. And that's why I live my life in this positivity, because I had such negativity in me and such bad habits and a bad environment, which to this day is a part of me, right? And that's what you see when I fight. That look in my eye when I get hit. You know, everybody knows that I don't really start fighting until I get hit. It's playtime, and all of a sudden when I get hit the right way, my eyes get all wide, and all my friends love it. They go, oh, crazy eyes comes out. That's that peace in me. That's that darkness that I had to live through, that I had to deal with. Right? I got bipolar depression, and it used to cripple me. Right? But I looked it in its face a while back, and I made an agreement with him. I said, you're not going to control my life. I'm going to sign a contract every few months, and you get to come out. Right? And until then, I'm going to live my life with light and joy and happiness, spread that to others. Right? And when that darkness needs to come out, it's going to do it in a ring with another man who signed an agreement to do that. And you could do whatever the hell you want. And it's almost like a superpower that I have. Right? It's like, as the rounds progress and I get beat up more, I get stronger. Right? I get faster. Everybody's seen that in my fights. I'm blessed to have that acknowledgement and that capability.
That's dope.
Okay. I've always wondered that too. So how did you get into a fight? And now that you mentioned your mental health is a big thing now, and other people are honest about it. There's a platform now where we can say, hey, you know, I deal with this, and it's not easy to deal with. Anyone that deals with it, it's not going to take it to walk apart. But it's something that gives you that little extra. I choose to
use the terminology of navigate, right? I navigate my mental health, right? Some people, I suffer with mental health, I struggle with mental health. It's like, nah, man. I have a severe anxiety disorder and bipolar depression. I never went out to the bars, hanging out. People invite me to go hang out at a bar, right? I'll stand in the corner and count the towels on the floor, right? I've got a sensory disorder, lights and sounds, right? They mess me up, man. But I've learned through my trials and tribulations how to navigate what I have and how to optimize what I have.
Right.
And it's something I definitely want to spread awareness of and be very vocal of to help others with that.
That's dope, my man, with the cause behind the people. Already so good so far. I wanted to ask you, if you've gotten to fight in different rule sets, you did the Muay Thai K1, and you did the one MMA fight. You ever think you'd go back to competing in MMA at least at some point?
MMA was crazy, right? Because, I'm a self-defense practitioner, right? I'm not, I got into this to defend myself. Right, I'm not an offensive guy. You see, my striking style is very unique. Right, it's based solely off of what my opposition is doing and anticipating to doing to me. Right, and I see myself as a martial artist. Right, and when I compete Muay Thai, I love performing my art. You know, you look at any of my posts, I never say that I got to fight. I say, catch me at my dance. I'm about to do the dance again, right? It's art. When I did MMA, man, that was a wild ride, right? Having Greg Murder Melia in my corner, Adam Bomb Colorado, Eugene the Genius McDonald, having my guys there with me, and I had gone through so much mental trauma, like get in that fight camp, and they all knew that, and to be dropped in the first 30 seconds of the fight, right? And then turn it around and end up getting the first ever TKO doctor stoppage in an MMA fight in a casino in New York was crazy. And the feeling of it. And I definitely want to see myself having a couple more MMA fights, right? For the rush and the craziness of it, because I love that, right? I love a scrap, right? I love a scrap, right? That's what Legends is all about, good scrap, right? Win or lose, right? We don't care if you win, we don't care if you lose, you trying to scrap, right? We're here for that. That's what Legends is all about. You know, that's what my big brother Adam is all about. I see myself doing a little bit more MMA, but Muay Thai is going to be the focus for a little bit. I've got a fight in Tulum that I'm planning on doing in November. I've got to get to Thailand eventually after that. You know, just for me, right? Not for the professional career record or anything like that, but for, you know, to say that I did that and really to go out as a martial artist. You're doing it to find the guy who's going to train better than you, who has the skill set better than you. That's who you're looking to find. That's right. So once that's accomplished, yeah, back into MMA for sure. I got to touch up my jiu-jitsu though. Adam and Mike will be damn sure of that, you know. So, yeah. But definitely I want to get back into an MMA fight at some point.
Okay, I did think about that too. It was like, you know, he's got a 72 record. He's been doing amazing. Your last fight in April was, I want to use the word barn burner because it was fun. It was fun as hell to watch, and you guys were swinging with everything at them, and you kind of threw the balls to the wall. It was almost like, you know, that WWE wrestling phrase of like, you know, what is it, swinging it like it's at the batting cages, just kind of going for it. It was fun to watch. It was incredible and sometimes a little nerve-wracking. I think, and I don't know if it's just me, but I tend to feel more nervous watching my teammates compete than anything else. Like, it'll make me shake up a little bit. I get the shakes just watching them fight because, you know, you can't do anything and you have to watch, and you know, however it ends up, you know how it's going to end.
But, you know, in the end of the day, too, it's like, you know, it's an approach to look at it like that, but there's also, you know, you see me. Every time I get hit, big smile on my face. I drop my hands, shake it off, man. One of my fights, the ref actually had to stop the fight momentarily for Friday night fights because I just kept getting popped off on this guy's jab, and I just kept high-fiving him. I stood back out of range. I was like, man, that jab is good, bro. High-fiving him, right? You know, it's for some reason I just react differently to being hit. I look at it rather than aggressively and angrily, like, I look at it in the sense of like, damn, you caught me, bro, right? That's when you love to just scrap, right? You want to fight for the sake of fighting, right? You respect what the other guy's doing, right?
Yeah. That makes the most sense. You were just saying it now, you're going to Mexico in November. I believe you're going soon to go train.
Yep.
And that's Tulum, Mexico, right?
Yeah, Tulum Muay Thai.
Wonderful. So you train here at Legends. I've seen that you train at Gleason's, which is a badass gym. By the way.
No, I don't train there. I'm one of the coaches there. I'm a specialized coach there.
Specialized in the coaching area for the self-defense training, right?
Yeah, as well as Muay Thai training. So Gleason's, oldest boxing gym in the country, world-renowned. You know, hundreds of world champions have come out of that gym, and the knowledge that you get in the boxing aspect there, I'm very blessed to be a part of that. And shout out to Bruce, owner of Gleason's, as well as Norm Steiner, right? Love you, brother, who got me into there. But yeah, I'm viewed as a specialized instructor because, you know, as great as all these boxing coaches are, their forte is two hands and footwork, right?
Right.
And with my resume and my background, my experience, if somebody needs kickboxing, Muay Thai, self-defense, jiu-jitsu, right? Or just the full spectrum of it all, that's when they call on me.
That makes the most sense. And I didn't want to know because I was like, I see him always posting up in Gleason's. Gleason's is one hell of a gym. You know, especially boxing fanatics that know the sport well. They'll go Gleason's. You're training at Gleason's? Wow, that's a real serious team. That's not a place that, you know, people go around and play too much over there. Yeah. Which is dope. So you get to do that. You have Legends, and I've seen that you go to other gyms, you know, to get some sparring because everyone kind of does. But you'll go there, and it's like it's your backyard. It's like you're around your friends again, chilling on the backyard, having a good time. Most people don't go where they're celebrated, not where they're tolerated, and you never seem to have that issue. You just go to, jungle, or you go to animals, or you go to another gym, and I just see you having a great time. Everyone seems to be having a good time with you, sparring, training. How do you manage to just go in there and just have a good time, even though it's not your backyard particularly, it's not Legends, but you just seem to mesh with everyone really well and have a good time still?
Because I embody myself in what I'm doing. I'm a martial artist, right? I respect hard work, right? I respect technique, right? And when you go into an establishment and you leave your pride and your ego at the door, and you go in there for the sake of what that facility is for, which is the betterment of each other through martial arts, right? You go in there with that mentality, and all of a sudden you get rocked in sparring, and rather than being aggressive and going after the guy like crazy, you smile and you go, that was dope, bro, right? And you pick up that pace and you try to out-technique him, and you start playing that chess match. And then everybody around the room starts seeing, oh, wow, that crazy guy in the pink shorts with the cornrows, he's got some technique on him, right?
Right.
Oh, damn, he took a good shot there. That was a hard shot from one of our best fighters. And he's still standing, and he's laughing at it, right? And making it fun. If you're making it fun, and if we're in this, bro, you're in this for a reason. You're a fighter for a reason, right? And so when you got a guy in front of you who respects the fact that you're doing this, right? And when you lay a good shot on him, he goes, touche, right? Job well done, right? It seems you just sort of instantaneously gain that respect. Right. And whenever I go to these places, my head is down and my mouth is shut, right? My ears are open. I'm very grateful just to be in this place, right? I'm grateful for the fact the door was open to me. And when I show and express that gratitude with that humble respect, and then show my capabilities, that's led to all of these, places and establishments allowing me to call them home, right? And, another one as well is Satan, right? Huge shout out to Satan, right? The owner Aziz, my brother Jay An, right? Thank you guys for taking me in recently, right? And seeing my capabilities and having trust and faith in me. Right? I'm looking forward to representing you guys soon one day, earning my stripes with you guys at Satan. So big shout out there. Right?
That's dope. Yeah, I did see the Satan stuff training as well. I saw that, Teddy Drellis, Machado, she's Drellis Machado now, and her husband Felipe, amazing striking, by the way, great training that they do, even up in Ant's Taekwondo. Then they go to Satan, and it seems like it just sharpened the skills. And like you said, you go to those places, you accept what's being given to you, you say thank you so much, keep your head down, keep your ears open, because you can't talk and listen at the same time. And then at the same time, it also allows you to really be in the moment and have that mindfulness, which is difficult. It's difficult to do. Especially if you're in a new environment. I've never been there before. I'll have a
sensory overload.
Yeah, that sensory overload kind of happens. I'll walk in the room and I'll go, oh crap, what the hell am I doing here? But then you know what? That's like you said, if you take it with a grain of salt and you just enjoy the process, it's like you're having a fun ride. It's a good time with your friends.
Yep.
So you have the Hudson Valley CBD sponsorship, which you definitely stand behind. It is one of those great companies.
Yep.
And I did think about the fact that being a sponsored athlete kind of has a lot of responsibility. For the fighter that's coming up, it's man, I want a sponsorship. Can you kind of talk about, hey, this is kind of the process when you first get it, and then this is the process to maintain it? Because you've been with them for a while now.
As well as Warrior Style.
Warrior Style, that's right.
Shouts to my big brother Khaled, Warrior Style, right? Amazing man, amazing martial artist, and a true brother of mine that saw my skill set and my talent and my passion, respected it, and reached out to have me be the first athlete to ever design my own shorts, right? The Trinidad customs with the leopard print, the black on white with the pink on leopard print as well, one of his highest selling shorts ever, which was my design, which was the first athlete to design. Thank you for giving me that platform to express myself and do that. Love you, man. But as far as the sponsorships, right? It's just a matter of putting your work in, right? Doing that shadow work, being that guy behind the scenes that's drilling, right? I'm at the grocery store, bro, and I push my cart ahead and I'm shadowing, right? I'm doing footwork and I'm moving, right? People looking at me like I'm a psychopath, right? And I don't give a fuck, right? I'm practicing my art. I'm practicing my passion, and I'm expressing myself to the fullest with a total disregard of what anybody's opinion might be, because I know that I'm doing that, bettering myself in every moment, right? Taking that time in the morning, right? I got 5 a.m. clients here at Legends that I do one-on-ones with. I wake up at 3:45 in the morning. I do 30 minutes of meditation, right, with some cacao tea, right, and put myself in the mental mind frame of what I'm going to do. I stretch and do some light shadow boxing at my place before I even get here, right? Putting in all that work, making all of this second nature, being ready without having to get ready, right? And so when you are in the ring and the lights are on you and people are looking, you're at your fullest point and you're comfortable there. And when it's that way, those sponsorships come, right? And you express again that gratitude. Thank you for wanting to let me represent you and us grow together, right? And and also believing in a product believing in a team that you stand by, right? Hudson Valley CBD, they're family, right? They've gone above and beyond for products to recover and recuperate, but not just me, but like for my grandmother and for my family, right? Everybody knows that my grandmother is the love of my life. I moved into the apartment down the hall from her to take care of her, right? She's the real fighter. She's 4-0 against cancer, right? She's undefeated champ of the world, right? And when she's needed these products, Hudson Valley CBD has overnighted them to her, right? So when you're with a sponsorship, first and foremost, you want to make sure that you're going to be sponsored by a product that you believe in, as well as a team that you believe in, and that's why it's Hudson Valley fam, right? We're a family there. It's almost second nature to promote that product because it's something that you believe in, and it's people that believe in you and you believe in them. So the process of it, put your work in, shine bright. Those things will come to you naturally, and once they do, be grateful, be humble, and express it and express yourself and that product the best.
Questions, guys that are starting the game, they're like, hey, I kind of want to do this thing, but like, there's no security, like I don't know what to do with it, and there's a lot of questions that I think a lot of fighters also don't ask. That it does infuriate me because we know a lot of fighters and all these guys have their shit together, they understand what they're doing. But I've been to teams in Florida and other states that I've sat with them and I'm like, oh well, who you have as a sponsor, why did you choose that sponsor, when did they come up to you, what's the contract like for you? But they don't know. They have a clue in the world. They just know that the coach puts the stuff on them, puts their shit on, and like, here, put this on at the press conference, good luck. And it's like, I'm sorry, I could never do that. If I don't know A, what I'm selling, or B, who the hell I'm selling to, why would I ever sign up for that? And if we're doing a sponsorship, like you said, it's a relationship built on trust.
Absolutely.
I think every fighter that I've seen at the highest levels, they'll be like, oh, shout out to my agent from so-and-so. This guy has taken care of me. He gets my gear on time. When I'm upset about something, he goes and fixes it for me. And he's like, maybe I'm being a little bitch because I'm cutting weight, but still helps me. Still gives me to that point where I need to be on fight night. And also, shout out to Grandma. Grandma 4-0, undisputed, undefeated.
Mm-hmm. Kicking and screaming, baby. 84 years young, living the best life, bro.
I'm talking about she's kicking cancer's ass.
Yep.
So we're in a, that's pretty dope to have grandma like that and to see that Hudson Valley CBD, your sponsor, is like, we care about her enough to make sure we overnight it. We get it to her. She needs that. We got to take care of it. So I think that's dope. And then one of the last questions I really wanted to give you as far as your career. Right now, I know the kickboxing is something you want to do. You stated that MMA is something you want to do. Muay Thai. But lay my last. I'm so sorry.
And again, shout out to Ricky at Regora Gym, begging me to go Dutch style for a very long time. Bang, right? Trying to get me to be that Dutch kickboxer that he wants me to be, but Muay Thai is my true passion.
Got it. Yeah. Let me repeat myself.
Yeah.
We're doing the Muay Thai route. This is the route that you've chosen. You think about doing MMA sometime down the line. And then, of course, grappling kind of comes as you. I feel like grappling right now, because of where it is, it's so boss right now. It's fun. And have a blast with it. But it's like, it's still what I'm seeing a lot is a lot of the MMA fighters that are done fighting, like they just can't take the hammering anymore. They go into BJJ, they go into other grappling sports. And not to say that those grappling sports aren't tough, it's just a little easier on the body than taking a punch to the head 100 times.
No way. No, man. You got 3/4 an inch of skull here, right? True grappling, elite level grappling.
Yeah.
Adam's level of grappling, Mike Davila's level of grappling, Nick Risky Business, that level of grappling. Oh man, I don't want no part of that. Bro, striking's a cakewalk, bro. You got Muay Thai fighters from Thailand, 300 fights. They're walking around fresh as a daisy still, because if you're doing it the correct way, right, you're absorbing impact in a way that is tolerable, in a way that your body could recover. Legit elite level grappling, man, that's tough. That takes balls.
Yeah.
Right? That's pushing yourself to a serious limit. Am I gonna tap or am I gonna break? Right? Striking is real simple. You leave an opening, you wake up and the lights are on you. Grappling, you sitting there making a choice. You make a choice right there. Am I gonna run out of oxygen or am I gonna tap out? Right? Or am I gonna find a way to navigate and reverse this position? Right? So you have these choices in mind. You make those choices. In striking, not necessarily you make that choice, you leave that gap, and he takes advantage of that opportunity. You wake up. That's it. You lost. In jiu-jitsu, you have the options. I could break. I could tap. I could take a fucking breath and know that I trained for this, and I could reverse this. And I can make him pay for it, even get me in this position. And that's why I look forward to pursuing my jiu-jitsu career once my Muay Thai is, settled a bit, because the styles that Legends Martial Arts have between Risky, Mike, and Adam you can't compare it to anyone else. And I'm very much looking forward to absorbing that knowledge and wisdom that those guys have, because at that level, when those guys want to go in on it, right? When they dap up and they say, "Yo, we're going live," right? Man, that shit's beautiful to watch. That is really gorgeous, and that's savagery at the same time, 100%.
It's just that jiu-jitsu.
This is that jiu-jitsu, the art schwabe, the beautiful art. You gotta watch it go as it goes.
Exactly.
You were the first striker I've ever spoken to about jiu-jitsu or grappling, and they'll go, well, no, that stuff is definitely easier. So I didn't know how you were gonna respond to that question, but that's a good one. You actually give it the respect, and I appreciate that one. But you've got the Muay Thai, and you definitely have the respect for grappling. I've seen your BJJ. It's actually really beautiful, considering. You specialize right now in the striking game, but you do have a great ground game, which I think a lot of people are undervalued for a long time. So they see you whip somebody's ass, and they go, "Oh, wait a minute, he does have grappling."
I like to have surprises.
Right, and that's the thing. I think in the first fight that you had when you did that MMA match, I think the other guy was shocked he couldn't take you down, because I saw him scrambling for his life at some point.
Oh yeah. Also too, man. After the first round, the doctor checked in on him. He blatantly had a concussion after the first round, and so all he wanted to do was try and hug me. Because he hit me with his best shot, dropped me on the ground and pounded me. I got butterfly hooks in, hit the reversal, had a guillotine, and decided, nah, I'm just going to knock you out. Right? Stood his ass up, right? And I got to experience something that is a dangerous, dangerous feeling. Looking at another man and knowing that he is in pure fear, right? And just having that confidence and piecing him up, right? I dropped him 3 times, didn't even get on top. Dropped him 3 times in the fight. I was just get on up. And that's why all he wanted to do was just try and hug. And it was no disrespect, but he was messed up at that point. I tagged him up, pieced him up, right? And the shots that he were taking to on these takedowns were comical, right? Distance wasn't there, not even dropping in, not even cutting an angle on it, not setting it up with a high-low or a level change. He was concussed, he was hurt, and it was just blatantly apparent that all he could do was try and hug. Right? Simple crossface, push him up, beat him up, reset, and did that until the doctor stopped it.
That was an amazing thing to see. I watched it. I think it's New York Fight Exchange was the card.
New York Fight Exchange 16, King of Kings. Yeah, first ever MMA event in a New York City casino. It was dope.
And it was dope. I watched the fight and I was like, damn, this dude just pieced him up. He touched him. And then I was thinking about the fact that you do have a karate background. Would something in the future, like a karate combat, be something you'd be interested in doing?
Oh, 1,000%. Yeah, I talked about that with my manager, James Guccione. We were discussing that. Definitely something that appeals to me. Yeah, there's not really a restriction on where I want to go with my career. I want to scrap for the sake of scrapping, and I want to do it in different rule sets, 100%. As well as the fact that, you know, karate combat, you've got Boss Root and GSP, you know, running that game, and you know that's some of the elite level guys that I've based a lot of my movement and my careers on, or my career on is a lot of their stylistic, you know, stuff. You know, looking at Boss as well, right? Boss exactly like me, right? Kickboxing and striking background, but as well as self-defense with a karate background. Literally exactly like my resume, except his is just far more experience and better. But you know, being in that environment, it's 100% something I want to get into. And also, bro, I'm a sucker for Jean-Claude Van Damme, and you're telling me you got inverted, you know, the inverted mats that they have as they're in it. It's like, oh my god, yeah, bro, it's Bloodsport, bro. It's literally cool with that. I think that gets me going, bro, 100%.
Yeah, I watched the event last night. It was in my country, the Dominican Republic. A lot of my fellow Dominicans won. Maximo Nunez, shout out to my man Apex. Really dope dude, really cool person. Watching these guys compete, and I was like, damn, you know who would be really fun to watch this with? I was like, why don't we get Trinidad Dan White in there? Let's see what Coach Dan does. If Coach Dan decides to have a fun little flurry, or, you know, I haven't seen anybody try like a Showtime kick or something. I'm like, I'm waiting for somebody to do it. Yeah. So eventually, just to see if it happens. I don't know if it's in the rule set. Yep. The rule set is very different, but I do like it. It is a great rule set. It worked really well. So I was like, you know, what if Coach Dan decided to do it? And I'm happy you're like open to it at the very least.
Yeah, it's something, dude. It was already discussed between me and my manager, Gooch. It's something that definitely could be a possibility in the future.
Absolutely, that's dope to hear. My last question from this section. I'm gonna finish off this seg. You've been competing for how many years now?
First fight when I was 17 or 18.
Right.
Yeah.
So you've been competing for a while. It's coming up close to that.
And also, too, even before that, right? Karate competitions, jiu-jitsu competitions growing up. You know, I was doing traditional martial arts, stuff like that. So, yeah, competition for a long time.
Right. Been competing. You've been doing amazing stuff. I watch your fights, and I'm always, like, entertained. Because you're charismatic, too. That's another thing. You're having fun when you're walking to the ring or the cage. I've always seen you smiling, dancing, talking to the crowd, getting them alive. And then, like you said, now it's Tulum, then potentially Thailand, because that's the move that everyone wants to make. We all want to go to Thailand if you want to become, you know, the highest level authority on that striking sport. That's the most beautiful place to learn it. Why not go back to the country where its origin is? But you have all these different things that you want to do, and you definitely have a structure of, hey, I want to try this, I want to try this, I'm down to do this. When you're finished, when it's over, how do you want people to remember Trinidad Dan White? It'll take a while. We're going to edit it. So.
Iconic.
Damn.
Yeah.
On the Jaden Smith, just an icon living. That's the goal.
That's it.
All right. I like that. I fucks with that. All right, Coach Dan. I'm going to pull my phone out. I'm going to get a timer. We're going to do a quick lightning round. It's 7 questions. I'm going to let you know pretty much the emphasis or the basis of it. All you're going to do is come up with the first answer that comes out. I'm going to time it because I'm going to do this with every single person after you. We're going to see where everybody ranks after the fact.
Cool. I like it.
All right, solid. Let's get it.
Oh,
man. All right, let's get the timer. All right, so it's 7 questions. It's rapid fire, the best you can do. No one's going to sit there and say anything bad about it. Okay. And I'm going to ask the first question, and then I'll start the timer.
Yes, sir.
Would you rather go to the concert at MSG or downstairs at the Hulu Stadium?
My sister worked at Madison Square Garden for 9 years. I only went in the box suites there for 9 years.
Really?
Yeah. So either way, good ass time. If you're in a box suite, it's phenomenal. It's even better when you're getting it for free because your sister's the plug. Even better than that is having your sister be the plug and you get 4 or 5 tickets as well and bringing every one of your homies in. So it doesn't matter if I'm up top or down low. I'm having fun and I'm bringing my friends to the show as well.
That's dope. Jadakiss or Fab?
Jadakiss or Fab? Aha! D-Block.
Okay, I had a feeling, but I wanted to know.
Come on.
Hudson Valley CBD products better, topicals or edibles?
Depends what your need is.
I mean, for you, what's
For me
been the thing
personally?
you love the most?
HE 500. That solve, life-changing.
Okay. Would you rather win by KO via head kick or TKO to the body?
Everybody loves a good head kick.
I had the feeling, but I had to ask.
Oh, yeah. I hurt him in the body, but I finish him on top.
That's how you finish it. All right. Doing a Muay Thai fight in Thailand or doing a Muay Thai fight in Mexico?
One leads to the other one. Muay Thai fight in Thailand, 100%, but Tulum's going to get me ready for that.
Had to ask. All right. Learning striking with Henry Hooft or learning striking with Ernesto Hoost?
UMFer, bro. Ernesto Hoost, just because the man is iconic, and thinking back on his background, knowing his career, right? He changed his style, his stance through his career and perpetuated his growth throughout his entire career. And understanding his background and understanding his full fight career, if you see the changes in his fights and in his stance and in his training to become himself, Mr. Perfect, right? To see his growth over the years. Boost.
Okay. Last
But
one.
no, also side note, right? Henry Hooft, I love you. I appreciate every single time that you've come down here, right, and trained me, chosen me to be your demo guy, right? And taking care of Gene recently as well, looking at him as an equal, as a brother, because Gene taught me so much of my stuff, and so he deserves the respect that is given to him now. And seeing Henry view Gene as an equal is just an awesome thing to experience. So shouts to Gene and Henry as well.
Absolutely. We got to give love to Henry Hooft. He comes to Legends. He teaches. We're all like little kids at the candy shop. We're so happy to have him. So thank you, Coach Hooft. Okay. Lesser of two evils, grappling with Coach Adam or sparring with Coach Gene?
Lesser of two evils?
Which one is less painful for you?
Oh, I don't want Adam's that wet blanket, yo. Gene, I love you, Gene. You got pillow hands. Gene taught me too many of his tricks, and so I gained a little bit of confidence there. My big brother Adam be smoking my ass all day, right?
That's important. All right, so we're gonna stop it at 3 minutes 9 seconds. That's your time.
Cool.
I'm gonna save it so that I know I have it for you. But that was really the one that I wanted to know. I was like, which one's worse for him? Because for me, I have to agree. At least Coach Gene will pull back a little bit and be like, all right.
Adam doesn't bug.
Adam don't give a shit. Coach Adam will take you down. He'll kick your ass. And if he gets bored, he'll start flow rolling. So it's like the worst, because then he's not even taking it.
And then the minute you actually give some attempt and actually put some into it, and he's like, oh no, fuck you, I'm just gonna put you back in your place.
Reset. Good luck. I feel like I'm back in the Navy. Restart. Go back. All right. So that's everything for me. I think that's all the questions I have at this time. I did want to know, while you have the platform, is there anything you want to tell anybody? You can use this camera if you want to stare straight at them. If you want to tell us over here, you got both. Just let them know, hey, this is what we have next. This is what I'm trying to do. This is who I am, and why they should watch your next fight in November.
What I'm about, right? So aside from my fight career, I have a flourishing business with my athletes with autism. Right, I've got a handful of kids on the spectrum of low functioning, nonverbal to high functioning, right? And it's one of my greatest joys to be able to teach those kids. All of them, right? Even my nonverbal, low functioning, right? They're capable of 1-2s, elbows, up, slash, vertical, spin, knee strikes, up kicks. Some of them even roundhouse kicks. My high-level kids got leaping side kicks, leaping knees, right? I love giving them the confidence and the understanding that they're fully capable, right? And I'm looking to grow that program as well. It's a blessing to be able to share the time with those kids. I want to, down the road, eventually be able to open a facility that focuses on that, or has a large program dedicated to that. Moving forward, right, I'm looking to fight anytime, anywhere. Any promotions that want me, I'm always ready. I cut weight down, I walk around 165, I fight 135, but if I'm not at my fight weight and you want me to fight next week, I'll do it whatever weight you want me to, right? Just give me a shout, give me some love, right? Give me a good contract, and I'm ready to fight anyone, anytime, anywhere, and I'll put on a damn good show. Right, because like my big brother Adam says, I'm not the best, but I'm pretty fucking tough to beat. Right, and I'll put asses in seats at the same time. So, long story short, it's Trinidad time. Tune in, check it out. Catch my boy Danny whenever you want on the podcast. Definitely follow, click the like button, do whatever that social media stuff is. I'm a caveman. I don't know too much about that. But I appreciate the time. Love you all. Appreciate you.
My brother.
Hey, yo. Legends Martial Arts, baby.
You already know, ladies.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being with us in the goddamn room. We're here at Legends Martial Arts. Trinidad Dan White, stop by. And as always, man, thank you for your time, thank you for your patience, and thank you for your curiosity. That's the most important part for us. We look forward to the next episode. Take care.
Trying to get this through. Trying to get this through. I wanna get with you. Relax. One time, let's go. Trying to get.
That was nice. I like that you used the Thriller.
Yep.
Coach Adams, I'm not the best, but I'm pretty hard to beat. That shit was dope when he said it. I was like,